Hey guys, Razor from Razor's Edge here. This is going to be the second episode of the tutorial playthrough of the game Kenshi. Still have not released the 1.0 release yet, but we expect that any time now. It's just bug fixes. This, if you didn't watch the first episode, was my very first early access game, so I'm pretty excited for Lo-Fi and the team. I will show you if when 1.0 does come out and you've already purchased the game from these videos, the import feature and how you can import characters into a new game on a new build. I've done it for several years and it's always worked flawlessly. So with this tutorial, we'll go ahead and we'll get started. We're going to pick up right where we left off and showing how to sell and build and research and all the different features of this game as we continue to build out our little our posse. So let's get started. Okay, so one of the features that I can show you before you load a game, if you've had issues where you've got members that are lost or stuck, one of the things you can do is you can actually click on the reset squad position, and when you load into that game save, it will put everybody at your hometown in your base. If you don't have a base, it will put them at, I believe, the closest city. Usually by now I have already established a base. So, but that is a nice feature to get all of your, especially when you have 20 or 30 people in your squad. And you're running mods, allowing you to have more in your party to get them all repositioned and back where they're supposed to be. If they have job functions, they will automatically resume those job functions, like manning turrets and things like that. So it's quite a nice feature to use if you get into a situation. So let's keep going. We'll go ahead and load in here. So we've went ahead and loaded the game. As you can notice, over there is the base, and I have brought everybody here to safety because I want to show you, if we're able to, the town will allow us to train on some of their training dummies without getting yelled at, and to show you how to pick up some members in your party and sell your equipment to these various vendors. So I'm inside the tavern, and one of the things you'll notice, now this is where you actually go, you can buy supplies from the barkeep, specifically usually food products, but you can also sell items from your inventory to the limit amount of money that he has. You can also pick up members to add to your party in some instances, and you can hire mercenaries that they'll charge you per day. We preferably like to pick people up that are permanent one-time costs and add them to our party. Anything in red is typically a theft. Well, it is a theft, and if you're caught, they're gonna attack you, knock you out, throw you in prison. If you do manage to escape, you'll have a bounty on you, just like Old Soldier does there. So we'll go through a couple of those. What we're gonna do is we're gonna sell off some of the items that we don't need right away, and we're going to hire more people for our posse. So let's go ahead and do that. So I bought Clerp in here because she actually has a few items. Building material we're obviously going to keep right away, but these iron plates we're not going to need. So if we hover over and you'll click on the right one, once you get the right one for the merchant, you'll see show me your goods, and this screen will pop up. Now you can hit the arrange button, especially if there's no room left in their inventory, it'll restack. Same thing you can do in a backpack or in your inventory slots. But note, things in this slot do not stack. Things in certain backpacks will stack, and certain backpacks will not. These are typically the ones that'll stack, and there's a couple bigger bags as well. So all we do to sell actually is we can drag each one in, or we can actually hold the shift key down and drag the entire stack over. and that's it. We've just sold those items to the innkeeper there. So we can notice there is the sleeping bag we need to finish our bed. So we went ahead and I had Razor purchase one of those. And we'll go ahead and we'll sell the fabric as well. So we'll get all these guys, get them sold off, and then we're going to move on to the next piece, and that's just basically how to kind of train your soldiers up in your party. Well, actually, we're going to hire someone. We'll do some shopping of people out there, and maybe buy some more food, and then show you how to train. Okay, so we're going to get the next party member in here. We'll get on Oslov here, and we'll click inventory, and he in fact has some stuff. If you do notice, he does have some functions. This was a new feature that I liked that wasn't there last time I played. You can actually activate or deactivate the job. So if you do have a whole queue here, and building these out is not the easiest, especially prioritizing. You know what I mean. To get them into order of the way you want them to function, engineer first, and these are in order. But it was nice to be able to toggle them on and off. Why is he must have stole something. They're running around. So let's bring him in here. And we'll go back up to the keep there. And we'll do some business. Alright, so let's hold the shift key down. Let's go ahead and sell those items off and the fabric. He's good on food, and we'll keep that. We'll hit the arrange button here, and let's get the next person in here. I'm gonna keep doing this. I'll get all this done, and we'll come back when we're ready to show off some more stuff. So another nice feature within the inventory system is we did buy some food. These are rather expensive, and hopefully you'll eventually be able to make them, but these are the food cubes. They're quite nice. I only have, you'll notice, on Jurgen, so I can actually drag one at a time, and I can move one to each of the party members, and that'll keep them fed for some bit of a time. We obviously don't want to give ourselves one, and if they have room in their inventory, it'll go right into it. These are one of these blueprints I was talking about. This actually will show you just to learn them. Oh, we sold it. I didn't want to sell it. We just lost a bunch of money. I didn't mean to do that. Typically, you don't want to do that when you're in a sales window. Hopefully, we didn't lose too much. Yeah, we lost a lot. But once you right click on that, you actually learn that technology that was associated, plus any that you can learn. So now we don't have enough credit. So I'm going to go back to the previous save, catch back up, because that money we need, that's costly. You really need to be careful of that and be knowledgeable, cognitive of where you're at and what inventory system. But thank God for saves. So I'll load the save back up, and we'll get somebody hired in our party. Okay, we got everything sold, and as you notice, we have about 1,431 credits. So we're going to go here and highlight the different people. Let me show you. Each tavern's going to have people to hire. These individuals that are one time, oop, that's a trader. Not today. Let me find one here. No, not today. We want to find somebody. We want to talk to somebody that's gonna work for us. So let's scroll around here. There we go. So we can target, since I already talked to him, that's why they're asking me, are you interested? Did you change your mind? They want 300 cats. Well, we only have 1,000, so why not join me for free? Yeah, go fly a kite. So they basically told me off. So we're going to need some money to hire someone. This looks like a mercenary, so let's talk to him. And we're looking for bodyguards to guard my outpost. So you can talk to them, and they'll tell you it's going to be 1,000 per day minimum. Well, we don't have that kind of money either, so never mind. Thanks, but no thanks. Those are really good, though, if you got an impending attack, or you know that you're going to be going to war. with another faction, or you've got some trouble with some hooligans. So we're not too good on money. We're gonna have to get some money because these rations are only gonna last us so long on each of these characters. And we also have to train. So you need to be wary on your time management. But we got everybody out here. So let's go see if we can practice on a training dummy. Now, all the stores except for the inn do have hours of business. So, and they usually have some kind of sign on them to give you an idea that they are a business, a place of business. So let's run Razor inside here. And again, make sure you're real careful. I'm not sure why he's glitching out. Always on the roof. It usually does that. We can go talk to this cat, and we can see what they have to trade. And you start to learn these symbols. So this is a construction trader. These are basic materials. So we might be coming back here because we won't be able to make these right away on our own. And you can see the costs associated with some of these materials. You'll want to watch. Sometimes they'll have books. These are the books that I was talking about in the research table, and what their costs are with each to allow you to learn research. Now, there's different types of books. I believe 3 or 4. I've been using mods which change it into different things. But in the vanilla build, they are books. So we will be covering those in future tutorials, maybe on this one, depending on our time. But again, we want to get our guys trained up. Number one priority is to get our guys with enough skill that they can actually survive out there in that little village of ours without getting destroyed. So let's go and we'll find a training dummy. So they didn't have a training dummy in there, and they probably wouldn't let me use it even if they did for very long. So since Razor has a sleeping bag, we're going to go ahead and hit him and construct that bed. Beds are where you can have your people heal. You just click on them and they're incapacitated, but they'll actually regain some of their red, and we'll cover that later when we have some damage on our characters. And to get them out of bed, you just click on them and right click, and if they're conscious enough, they will get up. So the other thing we're going to do, he doesn't have any building material, but we can start the construction. And I'm zooming in and out of this house here because I'm on the second floor. Let's hit page down. That way we don't get the clipping of the roof. Let's find a spot in here that we can build a training dummy. So let's go ahead and hit, and I did say earlier that was 3,000, 2,000 per 2 days. It was 1 day. It was actually 2 days, and the other person was not 300 cats. It was 3,000. So just to clarify that. So let's take a look at what we can build here. Hopefully we can build us a training dummy. If not, we're going to have to come back and research one. They're usually going to be under defense, so we don't have one. So we're going to have to unlock that. So let's take a look at our research and our tech tree. Under defense, yeah, we're not even close. So we don't have, let's see, makeshift walls. We need 2 books, so we know we're going to have to buy those. I don't have anything, and you can see in the queue what I have left here. Tech level 2's probably, and that's still 6 books. So at least we're still in the books. We don't have to go to other towns to look for some of the ancient books and some of the other ones that are harder to get. You notice this all stopped because I don't have anybody down here working that bench to continue that. So we're going to have to figure out a way to get training dummies unlocked, and do that. So I can show you another way to build up skill. It's not the most graceful, but it does the job, and you can gain loot, to sell to the vendors in the town, rather quickly. So let's do that, right now. I'll get set up. Okay, so for this exercise, we've got everybody lined up. We're near the door. We're going to use these soldiers with their cannons, and we're going to actually use them. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to go under stats. We're going to look at the athletics and find the fastest guy. It would be old soldier, but if you remember, he's got a bounty at 20,000. So if we run into somebody from Holy Nation, they're going to collect that bounty and we're going to lose him right off the bat. So we'll have to click through here. We've got 5, 4. Let's see, he's got 2, 4. Looks like Razor gets to be the guinea pig. So we're going to send Razor out. We're going to find some bandits. What we're going to do is we're going to lure them back to this location. Let these guards start picking them off with these turrets, plus these roaming guards within here. And at the same time, we're going to have all these guys set up in blocking mode, and we're going to target some of these bandits and see if they can get some cheap shots in and some combat. If they get damaged, we'll be able to go back to that bed and heal them up, and they'll start to gain this attack and defense. This is the easiest way that I have found to skill up soldiers. Not only that, but a lot of times they don't loot the kills, so you can actually take all the inventory that was on the bandits to start to armor up your soldiers and sell off their crappy swords to the vendors and make some cash as well. So we're going to do both of those. So I'm going to send Razor out. We're going to lure some people in here and see if we can't get us some sufficient funds to get our base started. Okay, so we're heading in an area called the Swamp. This is usually a pretty decent area. We might find some bandits. You can see I'm pretty far away from my party over there. One thing nice is you border zone. It does tell you what zone you're in. So we're looking for anybody in red, that, and not an animal. So there are different creatures that, also will kill you. So we're gonna try to avoid them, cause they're really not gonna do a lot for us except for maybe some meat. And we'll pan around here. It is getting dark. One thing nice is once we get him engaged, I can actually go back. If I right click and hold the right mouse button down, I can tell Razor to bodyguard or trade with an individual or follow, and he will run back automatically to that party. So that's one easy way to get him back instead of trying to figure out how to get back there. He'll path himself. You want to make sure he's fast enough to run them down, but not to lose them, because you can also do that. That is a tactic to lose your... and these nodes, these are mineable, by the way. So they'll tell you the tutorials about getting jobs. So those are mineable nodes. So let's I'm gonna search for some bandits, get them lured back, and get some fighting and some loot. So I just wanted to show you that real quick. So I thought I found me some bandits, but it looks like this is a merchant trail. We can actually follow them, which is kind of nice because they are a target. So I can talk to the merchant leader, and he will actually trade with us. So we want to get to where it shows us in dialogue. Well, get up there, talk. There we go. And you can do trading with him based on what he has, and currently they don't have anything. They're not going to hurt me. But so if I hold the key down on that guy, I can follow him and bodyguard. So we're going to follow them around until they run into some trouble. Because they'll attract it quite easily, and then we'll either fight with them or we'll split off and break out back to the guards. So we'll see how this pans out. Actually, this party looks strong enough that we're going to bring our whole squad down here and follow, and we're going to fight with these guys and follow them around. Doing that's quite nice. As you can see, they're probably heading, there's my building right there. They're heading to town to trade with the town that my squad's at already. So we'll pick them up there and we'll all hang out with them. We can gain experience. Same thing applies. The only thing about fighting far away from the base is when you collect a bunch of swords and loot, you're going to be weighted down. So you could actually get overrun. And that's not going to be favorable either, having bandits overrun us and killing us before we get a chance to get away. So there's two different ways to do that. We can try both. That's the great thing is you can load and save anywhere in this game. There's no auto save at any, although it does auto save, you can force a save as well. So we're gonna travel with these folks once they reach the village. And there's another caravan coming up. So you notice there is a lot of people in this game. It's very active. Coming up on daybreak here. So we'll pass these guys. They all seem friendly. We can click on them and see what faction they are. They're starving bandits and they don't seem to be paying any attention to them, which is interesting. Huh, and they're starving. You notice down here. Huh, they didn't give them any trouble at all. So interesting enough, now if I pick a fight with that starving bandit group, I could probably lure them back. So hold on, let me, I'm gonna break Razor away. We're gonna go pick a fight. And to do that, I just right click on one of these guys and say attack. Oh, we don't want to yeah, we do. We'll attack unprovoked. They've instantly engaged me now. I'm gonna run. Oh, come on. Well, they don't seem too interested in me. Now you notice that they have a red arrow. Why they're running from me, I have no idea. Huh. I've never seen that before. Attacked unprovoked and there they go. Come on, guys. We'll get them back there. I think they're confused. Do you want me or not? Alright, we'll get them back. It might take me a few attempts, but I know they're not wanted in town. Run. Get them out of this chasm. And, I'll get them back up there and I'll show you. Hopefully the guards fight them, because if not, we're going to be in trouble. Notice I'm flashing. That's because I've been targeted. Oh, lost them again. Let's, all I have to actually do is click on them with that unprovoked and, I get them. So if my guys were to have been down here, they probably would have been attacked down here at my, Razor's Edge base, which I've renamed now. Alright, looks like we're gonna capture a few of them. Alright, this is, turning into a show. I'll get them all lured up and we'll get them up to the guards and I'll pick it back up once I get a fight. Because this is, this can be fun. They've already forgot. Oh, there, I got them. Alright, let me get them back up there. Alright, it's one guy and I'm just going to go ahead and fight him. I'll show you how combat works. So it's automatic, basically, based on the skill level. And I can watch my stats of how I'm doing. I'm going to send the rest of the party down here to aid me. Oh, he's running. Good for him. Alright, so they definitely changed the AI behavior, so he got me wounded enough to where he felt he could just run away. We're going to have to use some better tactics. But, uh-oh, we got more combat here. There, now we got him. We'll get our whole party down there. Old soldier will kick butt. And, we'll see how that's going. We can get different angles using that middle mouse. And he is out and down for the count. So we can hit the inspection. And we've got some armor here. We've got another weapon. And some pants. We don't really want all this stuff, but can bring up some of our members here. See, he took some damage as well. And if I click on these guys, I can actually, and what I like to do in my party is, since he is damaged, if he had a health pack, he would repair or heal himself with the healing kits. But you can actually hold the shift key down and right click on him, and one of the functions they'll have in their queue is to be a medic. So let's have him search. Looks like there's nothing on him. Did he get it all? Looks like he did. Yeah, he did. So we can sell that. We won't need it. And we can sell that gear. So that's basically a tactic in getting money, and they actually gain some skill as well. So get these guys rested up and bandaged up. So yeah, he gained some defensive skill in that. So that's a real quick on how to lure them away. Even without using the town guard, I was able to split one of the bandits away. But as you'll notice, if we go under the faction, our reputation has probably changed now. Under the faction with starving bandits by, yeah, it's -10. So I think it's about the same. So you'll want to watch that. I don't really care about the bandits, but you're going to want to care with some of the other. If you start attacking unprovoked people, they're going to become enemies of yours and they'll attack you on sight. So we're going to do this a few times and get us a decent amount of money and skill. And I'll show you basically some basic base building. Try to say that 3 times real fast. So another thing to show you is that I went ahead and set him up as a medic. He didn't have any med kits on him either, so he can't stop. What they do is they'll actually stop everything up to the point of where it's red. He's not bleeding out. It would tell me I'm bleeding. But if I click on that bed, he will lay down, and you can see over time he's actually going to heal up. So we're going to do that with him while we continue to sell off, and that's why we wanted to get that bed, and we're going to want a lot more of those so we can heal up everybody at once, because we've got, I think, a couple people here, yeah, that are hurt. So you just want to keep an eye on your icons to make sure they're not flashing while you're doing other things in like the city with trading off gear, because that's an indicator they're being attacked. So just be leery of that. So I did lure some out. They've actually killed several of them, and the rest are running. They'll clean up here. Notice how my party has helped, and they're all gaining skill with very little damage to my party. Nobody died. So we're going to loot up all these corpses and sell all this off, and we're going to get this money pulled back up. So you can see how effective this is. I just literally took out that whole party. I can right click on his inventory and go ahead and drain him out, which we'll do now. And let's see how many other bodies we have up here to loot. Several. You can see the carnage. So we did pretty well. We'll just run out here. That's actually a decent pair of pants to hold on to. You can hover over and look at the damage bonuses. Might even be better than some of the weapons that we have. You do want to look at their skills though, because there's different damages. There's cutting damage. There's different types of classes of weapons. So you don't want to equip a character with the wrong class of weapon without a training dummy to actually bring up your skills. So we'll go ahead and sell that off, and we'll make some profit. Another thing to note too, when you are up here looting, especially if you're away from a base, you do want to check the status and make sure none of them are just unconscious. If they're not continuing, they will wake back up when they reach a certain point. These guys are bleeding out and dying, and that guy's actually dead. So the first thing you want to do is disarm them, or you're going to be fighting them with weapons again. So keep that in mind when you're doing this tactic. Okay, the next thing I want to show you real quick, since it's only a small cost to build this couple of these buildings, we're going to place a stone mine here, and you want to find the richest place, and shows you the percentages. It looks like 49 is the best we're going to get within reason, location of safety, where we can run away if we need to. So let's get back to that 49%. Oh, there's 50. We'll take it. All right, so let's right click away and let's hit confirm. And I sent Vloth down there. He'll go ahead and he'll build that. And we can start to get stone production. The other building we're going to want to make is the, because we want to start selling some stuff off as well. And we'll get our guy down here to start doing some, so we're going to need stone processor. You do want to note if it takes electricity. So that takes 6 iron plates, which we unfortunately sold. So we'll be selling stone until we get the money back. We sold off all that hardware we got off those bandits. It made about 1,000 credits. So we've got a little bit of coin there. And we're going to do that. We're going to do some fighting with that tactic I showed you. We'll get basically built up. But we're going to get a good start. And it doesn't take long to get safely built up to where you can sustain your crew on its own, at least for a while until some of the more advanced... if you start building your base out in more dangerous areas, looking for some of the books and other raiding parties, things like that you can get into in this game. So, he's under attack. Well, so it's running back. He's already, and we're going to follow Jurgen. Let's run. First aid, run, buddy. Run. Running back to the guards. We'll do the same drill again. So this is what we're going to do till we get set up. And let's go ahead and get Razor. We'll get some med kits. But we'll keep doing this and plugging away. So I'm going to end this episode here. In the next tutorial, hopefully we get a basic base setup. We'll show you some wall construction and some research. More research and actually start building some farming and things to sustain your village, and we'll get those going. So hopefully you enjoyed this tutorial. If you have any questions, feel free to leave me comments on the thread. I'd be happy to answer them. Until the next episode, this is Razor from Razor's Edge, and I'll see you when I see you.